Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host Wally, and today we are back in East Texas on the Texas Forest Trail, taking a look at the East Texas Oil Museum. Now, when you go to this museum, there's this guy, and I don't remember who he is, but he had a lot to do with oil, apparently. But if you come here, it gives you the history of some of the oil industry that occurred in the area. It all started with Spindletop in 1901, and that sort of kickstarted the whole oil boom here in Texas and really the oil boom all across the world. People started relying on it more. People realized that you can use it for more than just lubricant and lighting lamps. So this museum here shows some of that history. It shows what an oil boom town would have looked like. These towns, once a oil well would hit and it would come gushing out, they would build up a pretty quick town around it, around the area. And of course, you needed everything. You needed your hospitals, your services, your post office, your police station, your theater. So, really needed everything in order to have a good life or to attract people. So, these oil towns rose up quickly to take that need. If you come here, you can see what one of those oil towns would have looked like back then. At the turn of the century, between 1901 and 1940 was probably like the heyday of big oil well drilling. Now, not only did they find oil in East Texas, but pretty much all over Texas. So if you come to this museum, keep that in mind, that it's only showcasing the eastern portion of it. It doesn't even really talk about Spindletop. It's just mostly the area in East Texas and how towns grew up and how people needed services and how humanity and mankind came together and did their thing and survived and even like progressed to new ways of doing things. So if you come here, keep that in mind. You can see a lot of old-timey thing, but that was what was popular back then in that era. Also, this is my favorite guy ever. He's just up there on a telephone wire talking to you about the oil boom town. So if you're in Kilgore, go check it out, definitely. Now, this caught me thinking about other famous oil sites. And if you go to Galveston, you can go to the Ocean Star Offshore Drilling Rig Museum, where you get to learn all about offshore drilling and how they build those things out in the ocean in the middle of nowhere, which is kind of scary, but very informative. Also, in Kilgore, we're going to stay in that area. You'll get to see the world's richest acre. At one point, all these wells here in the area were pumping oil, and this acre became known for bringing in a lot of money. So it was known as the world's richest acre. Of course, now it's all dry, and the town of Kilgore has sort of gone by the wayside, but it's still a fun little town to go visit with a lot of history. Also, if you're in Austin, you can check out the Santa Rita #1. It's the reason the University of Texas has so much money. Over in the Permian Basin in West Texas, they struck oil on university land, and here we are now, one of the richest universities in the world because of it. And of course, Spindletop in Beaumont. Here's a monument to Spindletop, the one well that started everything, that started the whole craze and everyone coming to Texas to look for oil. So that's a bit of oil history here in Texas. Hope you're enjoying these videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.